In episode 79, Operational Readiness and Transition Risk, we focus on the critical moment when a project stops being a plan and starts being reality. The transition from development to operations is when risk peaks. Systems go live, people adapt, and expectations collide with execution. This stage tests not just the quality of deliverables, but the depth of preparation. Operational readiness ensures that handover does not mean hand-off, that the new capability is sustainable, supported, and stable from day one. Without readiness, projects succeed on paper but fail in practice, eroding trust just when visibility is highest. Defining what ready means is the cornerstone of transition control. Readiness must have measurable criteria rather than vague assurance. Examples include completion of documentation, confirmation of monitoring setup, or execution of recovery drills. Each item becomes a checklist of conditions for launch approval. Clear readiness criteria also prevent emotional decision-making under schedule pressure. When everyone knows the bar, debate turns to evidence rather than optimism. Defining readiness early in the project allows teams to build toward it systematically, ensuring that go-live is a decision grounded in data, not enthusiasm. Procedures, playbooks, and runbooks translate design into daily operation. They define how to start, stop, troubleshoot, and recover systems safely. Without these guides, small issues escalate into crises as teams improvise solutions under pressure. Playbooks should be written by those who will use them and tested through dry runs. Including contact details, escalation paths, and validation steps turns documentation into an actionable tool rather than static reference. These materials form the operational memory of the project, ensuring that continuity survives turnover and that reliability depends on structure, not individual heroics. Staffing, training, and shift coverage are the human dimensions of readiness. Systems succeed only when people are capable and present to support them. Training must go beyond awareness. It should include simulations and shadowing that prepare staff for real incidents. Shift schedules must cover critical hours after launch, accounting for fatigue and workload balance. Neglecting this leads to burnout or gaps in response. Operational readiness requires confidence that every shift knows its role and has access to expertise when needed. Well-trained, well-rested teams are the true infrastructure of resilience. Support tooling and access provisioning underpin responsiveness. Tools for ticketing, monitoring, and remote management must be configured, licensed, and tested before launch. Equally important is ensuring that everyone who needs access has it, and those who do not are excluded. Delays caused by missing permissions or untested credentials frustrate both staff and users. Tool readiness should include integration checks. Does the alerting system connect with the service desk? Can metrics feed into dashboards automatically? When support tools are ready, troubleshooting becomes smooth and efficient, maintaining confidence even when problems arise. Monitoring, alerts, and on-call paths form the nervous system of live operations. Visibility into performance, capacity, and errors must exist from the first moment of launch. Alerts should be tuned to relevance. Too few and incidents go unnoticed, too many and teams tune them out. On-call rotations ensure that expertise is always reachable, supported by clear escalation sequences. These structures prevent small anomalies from turning into outages. Monitoring readiness proves that the project is not only functional but observable, capable of detecting and diagnosing its own behavior under real-world conditions. Data migration and validation are among the most underestimated risks. Transferring information from legacy systems introduces potential corruption, mismatch, or loss. Migration plans must specify extraction, transformation, loading, and verification steps, along with rollback strategies. Validation should confirm both completeness and accuracy. Are all records present, and do they make sense in the new format? Dry runs and checksum verification build confidence. Poorly controlled migration can undermine even flawless system design, as bad data propagates instantly. Treating data transfer as a distinct phase ensures that content integrity equals system integrity at go-live. Parallel runs and rollback options offer safety during transition. Running old and new systems side by side allows comparison and controlled learning. Parallel operation may cost more, but it buys confidence. Rollback options provide insurance if defects emerge post-launch. Defined checkpoints decide when rollback is justified and how it will be executed. Without these options, teams face binary outcomes, success or failure, with no graceful recovery. Readiness planning transforms go-live from a leap of faith into a managed experiment, where outcomes are guided by structure and foresight rather than luck. Cutover windows and blackout calendars protect timing and coordination. The cutover is the planned switch from old to new systems. It requires careful scheduling to minimize disruption, often overnight or during low-use periods. Blackout calendars prevent conflicting activities like patching, upgrades, or unrelated deployments during the same window. These tools create focus, ensuring that nothing else distracts the organization during transition. Detailed cutover plans, approved by all stakeholders, synchronize resources and communication. A disciplined window transforms chaos into choreography, turning risk-heavy nights into predictable, professional operations. Stakeholder communication is critical before, during, and after go-live. Users, sponsors, and partners must know what will happen, when, and how to get help. Contingency scripts guide responses if something fails, what message goes out, who delivers it, and what timeline to expect. Clear communication reduces panic and rumor, sustaining trust even amid uncertainty. Silence or mixed messages can erode confidence faster than any outage. Well-prepared communication plans ensure that leadership, customers, and teams experience change as coordinated, transparent, and controlled rather than sudden or secretive. Warranty periods and service-level agreements set expectations after launch. The warranty defines how long the project team remains responsible for fixing defects before full handover to operations. SLAs specify response times, uptime targets, and performance thresholds. Both clarify accountability and ensure that early defects are addressed promptly. Managing this transition of responsibility prevents ownership confusion and keeps performance measured. A clear warranty and SLA framework provide continuity of care, reassuring stakeholders that success is sustained, not declared and forgotten the moment the system turns on. Early life support, often called hypercare, stabilizes operations during the initial period after go-live. Increased staffing, shorter feedback cycles, and priority handling of issues characterize this phase. The goal is to detect and fix weaknesses quickly before normal operations resume. Hypercare requires planning. Duration, scope, and exit criteria should be defined in advance. When executed well, it transforms instability into confidence, proving that readiness extends beyond launch day. The lessons from hypercare often feed directly into process improvement, creating smoother transitions for future projects. Post-go-live reviews capture those lessons systematically. These sessions analyze what went right, what struggled, and how future transitions can improve. They should include all perspectives: technical, operational, and user. Documentation of findings turns individual experience into organizational knowledge. Skipping this step wastes insight earned through stress. Review outcomes can refine readiness checklists, update playbooks, and inform training for next time. Learning closes the loop, transforming each transition from isolated event to cumulative improvement in the enterprise's ability to manage change safely and confidently. Readiness makes change sustainable. When procedures, people, and systems align, transition becomes continuity rather than disruption. Risk peaks at handover because complexity converges, but with preparation, that peak becomes predictable and manageable. Operational readiness demonstrates respect for users who depend on reliability, for teams who sustain it, and for the organization whose reputation rests on execution. In the rhythm of delivery, readiness is the pause before performance, the confirmation that what has been built is not only complete but capable of thriving in the real world. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.